Good morning. I'd like to welcome you all to Science Park today for this summit. I'm very privileged, and Science Park is very privileged, to be the co-organizer of the Spark Founders Summit. Today, I'll be sharing with you a few thoughts on fueling the growth and momentum of startup ecosystem here in Hong Kong. Mainly three areas. One is the government support through Science Park, talent pools, as well as the investment ecosystem. Second is the GBA initiatives. The third, we're going to look back from history, how the investment ecosystem has been growing in Hong Kong. And before starting, I'd like to give a thanks to the distinguished guests who just presented, giving a speech, our Secretary for Innovation and Technology, Mr. Alfred Sit, and also Mr. Phillips, Director General of Investment Promotion at Invest Hong Kong. And also, I'd like to thank all the senior management of Huawei for giving us this opportunity to present. And this is from Hong Kong and also from Singapore. Also, we have distinguished keynote speakers from various organizations, and our panel speakers from 4 unicorns, the founders, as well as senior representatives from 4 distinguished and reputable venture capitals here. And last but not least, the founders from the startups who will be coming to the stage to present, to pitch today. Huawei is a very close partner with Science Park in 3 areas. Huawei Cloud is a partner of Science Park AI platform, offering some discounts and free cloud credit to platform members. Huawei Tech Investment Company is a tenant of Science Park, stationed here. And also, Huawei is a partner company of Science Park's Technology Leaders for Tomorrow, offering job opportunities to top STEM university graduates, nurturing INT systems here. Now, as Secretary of Innovation and Technology, Mr. Alfred Sit has highlighted just now, the Hong Kong SAR government continues to show tremendous support by allocating over 110 billion in developing INT in Hong Kong in many different areas, from R&D resources to startup support in terms of infrastructure incubation, market adoption, capital, technical support, to reviewing the legislation and regulations, and also changing the operations of government, such as opening up the data to use, and also the way of procurement, and finally, promoting science education. And all these funding programs enable Hong Kong to actually recruit talents from local and overseas, altogether building a stronger research base here. The top 5 universities in Hong Kong and the overall rankings has actually improved this year. And all of them, the 5 universities in Hong Kong, ranked within the top 70 institutions globally. The recruited talents are able to put their minds, great minds, to good use with multiple R&D centers set up by the government. For example, in areas like in textile and apparel, logistics, nanotechnology, and also the Inno-Hong Kong researchers, which Mr. Alfred Sit has mentioned, I'll go into greater detail later, demonstrate their strong research capabilities as highlighted by the H-index, a measurement of total research output based on publications and citation. Now, a snapshot of Science Park. Now, you're here in this campus. We have a community of 15,000 people, 10,000 of which are R&D practitioners. We have 1,000 tech companies here from 23 countries. We provide infrastructure of about 4 million square feet of office and lab spaces. Our incubators has groomed 850 startups, and 3 homegrown unicorns are born in the Science Park. They are SenseTime, Lala Move, and SmartMore. And in terms of market adaptation, we actually have over 200 plus private and public partnerships that look for market adoptions and come to Science Park and look for solutions. In terms of investments, since 2017, we have all the park companies here has raised about $5 billion US. So all these in Science Park, we coupled with the Hong Kong Shenzhen Innovation and Technology Park, which is in Lok Ma Chau Loop, along with our 3 industrial estates and off-site centers, we continue to build and strengthen the INT ecosystem here. A little bit of the services in Science Park and offering, there are mainly 5 areas. We provide the infrastructure, meaning the innovation hubs, the labs, the centers for growing R&D, the incubation programs. They're comprehensive programs that covers from the startups, from all stages, from ideation to maturity, sometimes signified by the evaluation from startup from ponies, centaurs, and unicorns. Market adoption, as I said, there are over 200 partners from local and international corporates from public sectors that are coming to Science Park and look for solutions. And investments, we have a fund of about $80 million US investing in companies here and a network of 1,000 investors. And talents, we recruit local and overseas talents together. In Hong Kong, research clusters. As Mr. Alfred has mentioned, this is a major initiative to develop Hong Kong as a hub for global research collaboration. The mission is to converge top-notch researchers all over the world to conduct world-class and impactful collaborative researches. They are all housed in the next 2 buildings in 17 and 19W right next to here. It involves establishment of world-class research clusters with research labs set up here with world-renowned institutes and commercial entities that conduct collaborative research. The 2 areas that we first focus on are healthcare technologies and AI robotics. And Science Park, as usual, provide them with a comprehensive support to help them grow the spin-off and also their contract researchers. An area that I want to just introduce to you, this is something very new to Science Park, is InnoCell. It promotes modern smart living and co-creation culture. This is built using modular integrated construction that reduces construction waste and time and increases ROI. Basically, it is about offer about 400 units for accommodation, addressing the residential needs of R&D communities who are working here in Science Park. And for those who are watching this remotely, perhaps from Singapore, from away from Hong Kong, I welcome you to come to Science Park and try out that, our new accommodation. It is a lot of fun, and the co-creation environment is very vibrant. Next, the second area that I think that is fueling the growth momentum of the startup ecosystem in Hong Kong is the GBA initiatives. Hong Kong Science Park doesn't stop at Hong Kong. GBA Express Initiatives is a new service platform for us to connect technology companies to Greater Bay Area and vice versa to the overseas market. Inbound initiatives. We support Hong Kong-based technology companies or companies that are from international companies starting up a branch in Hong Kong. We help them to go into GBA. We provide professional go-to-market services, be it business connection, investment matching, supply chain connection, and R&D collaboration. Likewise, outbound strategy. We utilize Hong Kong as a springboard for China company to use to tap the international market, including Southeast Asia. And also, we provide comprehensive services to them and linking them to those markets. Maybe I'll give you 2 examples. Early last month, for the outbound service, this company called Geek Plus, the world's leading smart logistics AMR solution provider, lands in Science Park. Geek Plus has always had a strong presence in China. It is our pleasure to support them to launch the new global R&D center in Science Park in late July, facilitating further international successes. Inbound. A few years ago, a surgical robotic company based in a renowned US university chose Hong Kong as its headquarters to tap the PRC market. We introduced them to strategic investors and partners that connect them to hospital chains in China, help them with the clinical trial plans, as well as connecting them to quality, trusted manufacturers. These are just some of the few examples that would provide comprehensive support that connect companies inbound and outbound of Greater Bay Area. Now it comes to my third point. I want to show you from the historical perspective how Hong Kong startup ecosystem has been growing. And as you can see in the next graph, started off in 1997, the Applied Research Fund was funded by the government. And thereby, they started establish Hong Kong Science Park as well as a cyberport, and also some government-supported applied research tree that was formed. Then the second phase of the great improvements in the ecosystem comes in 2012. The government support continues, including the setup of Innovation Technology Bureau in 2015, HKSTP Venture Fund has established in 2015 as well. And we are seeing a lot of local fees emerging. An ITVF Innovation Technology Venture Fund that was set up by the Hong Kong government with $2 billion co-invested fund was set up in 2017. And in the same year, 2017, Hong Kong Exchange launched 18A and Biotech chapter to support the biotech development in Hong Kong. Now, the Hong Kong Stock Exchange has actually, I would say, changed the tide of the biotech companies. Since its establishment about 3 years ago, it has become the #2 largest biotech fundraising centers. And I've seen a lot of biotech companies from China, from international areas to come to Hong Kong for listing. Also, Hong Kong Exchange is the global #1 IPO centers. Overall, 61% of Hong Kong Exchange IPO funds are raised from new economy companies. And 33 pre-revenue biotech companies were listed through 18A, and 67 healthcare companies completed IPO in Hong Kong. All together raised about $38 billion US. So this is a very good track record that was done within the past 3 years. And this actually gives a lot of support for earlier stage investments, because venture capital is seeing that there's an exit point in terms of the investments. In terms of VC network, I just want to show you a snapshot of some of the VC ecosystem here and continuing to thrive. In fact, quite a number of VC firms on the screen are co-investors of HKSTP venture funds portfolio companies, such as Kleiner Perkins, IP Group, Microsoft, Tencent, Alibaba, Sequoia, just to name a few. In addition, there are many homegrown unicorns. Today, we are very privileged to have WeLab and KLook in our panel discussion. We're going to listen to the exciting stories this afternoon. Science Park is also proud to involve in grooming 3 homegrown unicorns.